Dear students, welcome to the subject fabric manufacturing. So today we are going to discuss about the yarn clearers. So in the last sessions we have discussed about few things related to the introduction to the fabric manufacturing. What are the different types of fabrics like woven fabrics, knitted fabrics, non-woven fabrics and braided fabrics. We have seen the applications of all the four categories, and along with that we have seen that what is the need for the weaving preparation, and we have started the first and foremost machine in the weaving technology process, that is winding technology. Now we have started previous sessions regarding the winding technology and what is exactly the winding, what are the objectives of winding, and what are the different types of winding machines available in the weaving preparatory process like drum winding, precision winding. We have seen that what are the different parts available in the drum winding process as well as the precision winding process. So today we are going to discuss about one of the part, very major important element, where in the winding process we are going to remove or satisfy one of the objective on the winding technology. So the objectives concerned in the winding technology, so the main objective is, one is the package conversion from the smaller package to the bigger package, that is a ring corp or spool to the, we are going to convert into a cone. And the second objective and the main objective in terms of quality is, one is the false removal of faults. So the objectionable faults which are removing in the winding machine by using the clearer. Now today's session we are going to discuss about what is the clearer function, and we are going to see that what are the different types of clearers which are available in the present scenario. So we are going to start. What is exactly the clearer is? A small introduction to the clearer. So we are going to see here, you just see that the card sliver in the yarn manufacturing area contains 20,000 number of fibers to 40,000 number of fibers in the cross section of the sliver. From this sliver we are going to convert into a roving, and after that roving we are going to convert this roving into a single yarn. So the single yarn cross section, if you observe, 42,000 number of fibers at the stage of spinning in the yarn. Nothing but in the yarn cross section approximately in between 42,000 number of fibers are present in the yarn. So it is not possible to keep the number of fibers in the cross section same throughout the length of the yarn. So some random variations in mass or yarn thickness do occur, which can be kept within the cross limits, so that nothing but it is not at all possible to keep all the number of fibers in the cross section same. So that is going to be affect the number of fibers in the yarn cross section will vary. So depends upon that our mass per unit area or the diameter of the yarn is going to be varied. So but that is why we required a clearing process. So now the process of removing a yarn faults from the yarn is called as a clearing. So whatever the mass per unit area variations are there, these are going to be removed with the help of a small device which is called as a yarn clearer. So this yarn clearer is very important to remove the faults which are objectionable by the customer. You can see here the yarn clearer is a device which is used to remove the following faults of the yarn in order to increase the yarn quality and weaving efficiency. So once the yarn quality is good, then we will get the weaving efficiency more. Weaving efficiency nothing but the weaving machine which is running, and if for example if the yarn is having a weaker places, so what will happen? Because of the stresses and strains which are applying, because the weaving machine is running at higher rate of speed, so the stresses and strains are going to be applied onto the yarn. So because of these, what will happen? The yarn are going to be break wherever the weak places are present. So that is why we need to remove all these weak places or objectionable faults present in the yarn. So what are the different types of faults present in the yarn which are preferably like developed or which are present in the yarn because of the raw material problem or because of the machinery variables variations. So the fault name, that is thick and thin places. If the mass per unit area is changed, that is increased, that is called as thick place. If the mass per unit area is going to be less, that is called as the thin place. So directly it is going to be influence the diameter of the yarn. And the second one is slab and nebs. So it is not slab, it is a slab and the nebs. The next one is loose fabric, that is loose fibers, and foreign materials. Foreign materials nothing but, for example, if yarn is producing with the by using a cotton fiber, if polypropylene fiber is intermingled or mingled with the cotton fibers, so the polypropylene fiber is called as a foreign material. Now you can observe these two images where the slabs, you can observe there are thick parts in the yarn area. One of the area there is a thick place, like a thick place nothing but there is a bunch of fibers which are there present in the yarn. So this is called as the slab. And you can observe in the second image where the spinner's double is. Spinner's double nothing but while the production there may be chances of breakage, so the tenters or the workers who is going to just piece the yarn. So what will happen, sometimes the tenter or the worker who is going to take the yarn, along with the yarn the fibers also going to be there, and so that the yarn diameter becomes double. So because of that reason the spinner's double is going to be produced. Now you can see here a overall picture of the yarn clearing. What is exactly the yarn clearing is going to be happen. So first image you can see there, the yarn clearer detects a yarn fault. Then after that the yarn clearer breaks the yarn fault in the winding, so that after breaking, so before breaking the faults which is present in the yarn, the winding machine is going to be stopped. After that the faulty portion is going to be removed from the package and ends are rejoined with the help of splicing or with the help of knotting technology. And in the other side you can observe that there are some sensing systems. On sensing, some yarn length clearer find entire bobbin with unacceptable yarn. Nothing but frequently there are faults which is coming in the package. Nothing but every time, like 1 minute, 1 minute, or 30 seconds, what will happen? From the yarn, it is detecting, the yarn clearer is detecting that there are faults present in the within the small length of yarn. So now what is happening is more number of times, so many number of times the yarn clearer is going to clear and remove the fault, then rejoining, remove the fault, rejoining. So this operation is going to be there for the total, like many number of yarn faults. If the yarn is having n number of faults, frequently or periodically or unperiodically these faults are coming and more amount it is coming, then what will happen? The yarn clearer cuts the yarn, then after cutting the whole bobbin is going to be eliminated. So nothing but it is saying that the clearer is saying that the bobbin is having so many number of faults which are frequently coming. So that is why what will happen? This clearer is remove the bobbin from the winding machine. So after removal, the package is going to be for the dustbin. Then again the supervisor will evaluate, or the worker is going to see that what is happening in the package. If the package is not acceptable, this package will be going to the seconds where the yarn quality is not required anyhow. So this is a simple process of the removal of yarn fault in the winding machine. Now clearers are broadly classified into two categories. One is called as mechanical type and the second one is called as electronic type of clearers. So once again I am repeating, there are two types of clearers. One is called as mechanical type of clearer. In the conventional systems, these mechanical type of clearers are used, and present days the electronic type of clearers are using. Now this, what is the mechanical type of yarn clearer and what is the electronic type of yarn clearers are? Now mechanical type of yarn clearers are classified again into two categories. One is called as a fixed blade or parallel blade type of mechanism, and the second one is called as swinging blade type of mechanism. We will see that what is exactly the fixed blade type and what is exactly the swinging blade type of clearer is. Then in the second category, that is electronic type of yarn clearer, that is photoelectric detection, and the second one is capacitance detection. So the first one is electronic, that is in the electronic type of yarn clearers, photoelectric detection is one thing, and the second one is called capacitance type of detection. So totally in the mechanical type two categories, and in the electronic type there are two types of yarn clearers. Now we will discuss about each and every category of these mechanical type. Into the mechanical type we have a fixed blade type and the swinging blade type, and in the electronic type we have photoelectric detection and the capacitance type of detection. All four we will see one by one. So now the first one is called as a fixed blade or parallel blade type of mechanical yarn clearer. Now what is happening, you can see here in the image, there is an adjustable blade, and in the adjustable blade and fixed blade, in between these two we are passing the yarn. For example, yarn requires to have this much of diameter, and if the yarn is having at one place somehow the larger diameter, now what is happening is these two blades, one is called as fixed blade, one is called as adjustable blade. Adjustable blade, when we are going to change, when the yarn count is changed. For example, if the coarser yarn we are going to change, we are going to keep the distance between fixed blade and the adjustable blade somehow more gap, and if you have a yarn count that is finer, then in that case what will happen, the blades between the gap, in between the gap between the two blades are going to become closer. So now because of the yarn diameter, now what will happen is, for example, you have a one count, and the yarn count, as per the yarn count you have fixed the blade setting. So between the fixed blade and the adjustable blade you have fixed the setting. Now After that, what is happening is you are passing the yarn in between these two blades. For example, if the yarn is having more diameter, then what will happen? You can see that the yarn is having thick place, then this adjustable blade, and in between these two blades, fixed blade and adjustable blade, these yarn or thick place is going to be trapped and restricted to go through these two blades. So that what will happen? The yarn is going to break at the particular place. Now after breaking, the worker or the tenter will come and join the two ends with the help of knotting or with the help of splicing mechanism. This is how the fixed blade type of yarn clearer, that is mechanical yarn clearer, will works. Now in the second case, you can see that there is a swinging blade type of or trap type of clearer. Now this swinging blade type of yarn clearer, you can see here, there is a blade which is swinging in motion. Okay, so automatically if the yarn is having thick place, the blade will go and arrest the yarn, and again it comes back and arrest the yarn, and it will break the yarn. Now the tenter will come and join the two ends. And again, if you have a thick place, this swinging blade is going to restrict the movement of the yarn, so that the yarn is going to be trapped. That thick place of yarn defect is going to be trapped in between the blade and the platform. After that, the yarn is going to be break. Then the tenter need to come and remove the fault and rejoin the two ends. This is how the swinging blade type of yarn clearers are. So what are the two types of mechanical yarn clearers are? One is called as fixed blade type and the second one is called as swinging blade type of yarn clearer. Now we will move on to the second category, that is electronic type of yarn clearers. What is exactly the electronic type of yarn clearer is sensors for the fault detection. Nothing but we are going to use a sensor to detect the yarn fault. So all the faults cannot be electronically detected with one sensing principle. So that is why what is we are doing is we are using different types of sensing systems. So here three sensors may be required for the detection of entire possible faults. Now what is exactly it is going to detect is the mass deviation are detected using capacitance principle, and alternately the diameter deviation and the detection using photoelectric principle, and again the foreign fibers, contaminants, all these are going to be detected by using the photoelectric principle. Next one is hairiness detection. If we want to see the yarn hairiness, we are going for the optical principle type of mechanism. Now there are three different principles. One is called as the capacitance principle, second one is called as photoelectric principle, and the third one is optical type of principle. So these are the three types. Out of these three, we are going to see that what is exactly the capacitance type of principle and photoelectric type of principles are. The two principles are used for the detection of deviation of yarn diameter, and the third category what I told is optical type of principle is preferably used to detect the yarn hairiness. So yarn hairiness detection is separate. Now to remove the yarn faults which are having less diameter or thick place, thin place, neps, slubs, all these kind of faults are going to be removed by using the capacitance principle as well as the photoelectric type of principle. So that is why these two are going to be used. Now see here I have given the block diagram of how the capacitance type of clearer will works. How the capacitance type of clearer will works. Now you can see here the arrow which is showing is called as yarn, and which is detected by the two plates which are present in the capacitance type of clearer. So there is a two capacitors which are present in the clearer. So in between these two capacitor plates, the yarn is passing. Now when the yarn is passing between the two capacitor plates, if the yarn is having thick plates or thin plates, now the capacitance is going to be varied as per the whenever the yarn diameter or mass per unit area is going to be varied. So what will happen? It will detect how much is the capacity which is received to these two capacitors. Now these two capacitors are going to compare the capacitance by using the slab size discriminator, and it will see that what is the minimum range and what is the maximum range we need to accept, and then if the yarn fault is which is given above the range, nothing but out of the range, that is minimum and maximum. So if the yarn is having out of the range of the mass variation, then this slab size discriminator will activate the knife, so that the knife is going to cut the yarn fault. Then after the cutting, then what will happen? Again these two joining ends are going to be joined, two broken ends are going to be joined with the help of splicing or knotting device. Clear? So this is the capacitance type of clearer will works. You can see here what are the different capacitor type of clearers are presently in the market. So Qualitex is one of the brand which is developed in Holland, and the Wooster Zwigler is one of the leading yarn clearer which will work on the capacitance type of principle. Wooster is one of the major and most popular clearer which is presently using in the winding machine. And now the second case, that is photoelectric detection principle. You can see here there is a light source which is coming out from the left side, and on the other side we have a photosensitivity device. So in between these two, the light source, through the light source we are passing the yarn. If the yarn is having some fault, now what will happen? This photosensitivity device, so nothing but the light source, if the thin places came, more light will be passed to the photosensitivity device. If the thick places came, the smaller amount of light source is going to pass above the yarn to the photosensitivity device. So if it is varied out of the range we have given in the calibrated in the clearer, then the photosensitivity device, what will it will done is, first it will receive the light source signals and it will convert or compare with the slab size discriminator. After comparing it, it will see that whether it is in the range or out of the range. If it is out of the range, the yarn diameter is too thicker or too thinner, or slub or nep, whatever the diameter or the thickness variations are present, or mass per unit area is present, accordingly what will happen? This slab size discriminator will again, it will activate into the knife activator. So the knife will be going to cut the yarn which is present in the fault. So now after that, after the cutting, now these two joints, two broken ends are going to be joined, and when the joining process, this part is going to be that whatever the defect is identified and cut by the clearer is going to be removed with the help of a simple suction system. and with the help of a splicing mechanism. So splicing mechanism is going to join the two broken ends after the clearer cutting. So this is how the electronic type, that too photoelectric type of clearer will works. Now what are the different examples of photoelectric clearers are? One is pair fill, optofill, optronics, Janspec, Lufe. So now there are so many leading companies are there. So out of these, Janspec and Lufe is some of the companies, some of the manufacturers they are using. Lufe is one of the clearer they are going to use in the winding machine. So these are the few examples of photoelectric clearer type of clearers. Till now we have seen that what are the different types of clearers are used in the winding machines, like mechanical type of yarn clearer, and the second one is that the electronic type of yarn clearer. Mechanical type of yarn clearers we have seen that fixed blade type and the swinging blade type, and the second category electronic type we have seen that photoelectric detection as well as the capacitance type of detection. Now we will move on to what is and how we have classified these yarn faults are. So the yarn faults are classified, you can see here the 0 is the line where the yarn diameter is perfect, nothing but actual yarn diameter is required that much. If the yarn diameter above that, nothing but if the yarn diameter is thicker nothing but, you can see in the graph, plus 45, plus 100, plus 250, plus 400 is nothing but the thick side, minus 30, minus 40, this is the percentage. So if the yarn is having 1 dia, percentage, if it is less than the 1, minus side, plus or more than the 1, that is called as the plus side. So the percentage of yarn diameter variations are going to be shown here, and in the x-axis you can observe that the yarn length or fault length. So fault length which is above 0.1 and below 1, that is called as A faults. 1 to 2 centimeters are nothing but the B faults. 2 to 4 centimeters are nothing but the C fault. 4 to 8 centimeter fault length is nothing but D fault. So lengthwise as well as the thickness wise, that is diameter wise, we have categorized these yarn faults into different classes. You can observe that total 23 number of faults which is shown in the graph. Now you can see that A1 to A4, B1 to B4, C1 to C4, D1 to D4, E, F, G. Now you can say here like A1 fault is short thick place. Short nothing but the length of the fault is 1 centimeter, below 1 centimeter, and the diameter is plus 100, plus 150, up to plus 150 is the diameter. So plus 150% nothing but approximately like 1.5 times greater than. Okay, so nothing but the plus 150%. So up to 150% you can say that this is short thick fault. Now what is the long thick fault is? So you can say that the long thick fault is E. You can see E, F, G is the long thick faults. So long thick faults you can see that F and G up to plus 100% is there, and you can see that the length of the fault is 8 centimeter to above 32 centimeters. So if the above 32 centimeters the fault length is there and the diameter is plus 100%, then you can say that this is long thick fault. Now you can see here in the minus side also H1, H2, I1, I2 which are presently shown that the long thin faults, okay. So this is how the yarn faults are classified. We will move on to the next one. You can see here again after this 23 classification, again Euster classmate 3 and classmate 5, you can observe that again they have increased the number of faults. So again 23 becomes here in the A diagram Euster classmate 3, that is. So you can observe that A0 also they have given, nothing but plus 75 to 100 they have given, above 400 also they have given. So A0 to A4, B0 to B4, like that. Total, again the 4 number of faults are increased. In the previous state it is 23, now it becomes 27 number of faults. Now in the classmate 5, that is Euster classmate 5, again they have increased. So thin places also they have increased, and thick places also they have increased, like CP1, DP1, DP2, FP2, FP22, like that they have subcategorized, so that why these subcategories are required is, so nowadays the quality is very very important to the high speed weaving machines. So we need to remove the small fault, even the small weaker fault also. If we are not removed, then what will happen in the further process? These faults are going to be so much of problematic in the further process. Like there is a breakages, increasing the breakages because of the yarn faults present in the yarn, so that if it is break, the whole weaving machine is going to be stopped. So once the weaving machine is stopped, the production is losing, so that the efficiency of weaving machine is going to be lost. So that is why the yarn clearer is very very important to detect and to remove the yarn faults which are present in the yarn. So this is how the yarn classification is being occurred, and the subcategory is also done, so that we can remove the smallest weak place present in the yarn, even that. Okay, so now the sensitivity levels are very very higher in case of yarn clearers. After that, we are going to see here the assessment of clearer performance. How this clearer, whether the clearer is working or not, how we can assess. So that is why there is a small formula. The clearing efficiency is equal to number of faults removed by the yarn clearer and number of faults present in the yarn before clearing. Nothing but there is a class data mechanism, there is a class data system. Now what is going to be happen, whatever the ring corp you are keeping in the winding machine as a raw material, so it will see that this machine like yarn class data is going to observe that how many number of faults present in the package, and the same package they will run in the winding machine with the help of clearer. They'll try to remove whatever the faults they want to remove, they would like to remove. So after that they'll check that what is and how many number of faults are removed by the clearer and how many number of faults are present in the before the clearing, so that you will get the clearing efficiency. Nothing but how many present, how many are removing, so that you can say that the clearing efficiency. And the next one is a knot factor, the total number of knots caused to piece all breaks caused by the yarn clearer divided by number of knots caused to replace only objectionable faults. Now we will see that what is a simple example of this knot factor is. So now you can see here, for example, 100 number of knots put to join all the breaks caused by the yarn clearer. So in the denominator, 25 out of 100 breaks are caused to replace the objectionable faults. Now what is happening is total 100 is there and objectionable faults are 25. So 25 number of objectionable faults are removed from the 100. So your knot factor is 4. In an ideal situation, what is the thing is, the knot factor should be 1. Nothing but the clearer breaks yarn, only the yarn faults which is present in the yarn. So the ideal, nothing but, if you can say that if the knot factor is 1, it is very good. Okay, so this is how the knot or the clearing efficiency or evaluation or assessment of yarn clearer will be a work. Okay, so today's session we have discussed about the complete yarn clearers. What are the different types of yarn clearers we are using in the winding technology? Along with that, we have seen that the examples of yarn clearers, how and what are the different types of yarn clearers are present, and we have already again seen that the different classification of yarn faults, how these yarn faults are classified according to the diameter and the fault length concerned. And after that, we have seen the assessment of yarn faults, how we are going to assess the clearer efficiency and the knot factories. So this is related to the yarn clearers in winding technology. So thanks for listening. Till then, bye.